Hello, everybody. All right, so we are in day 22. Day 22, right? Yeah, day 22. We're in day 22. They're just about to come back from lunch. This morning was... I keep doing that, but like, you know what? This is a rebuttal case, and it's like there's a lot of things that are being rebutted. But a lot of also new things that are being revealed, which is cool and interesting to see, and it just kind of broadens your perspective of what's happening, or what has been happening. We've had Kate Moss this morning, which was brilliant. We had Dr. Curry, because she rebutted Dr. Hughes' testimony, and Johnny came up right before lunch. Really, really cool to see. I think it was a really nice ender. I don't know. I think he's probably going to be crossed. Most likely he's going to be crossed after lunch. But right before they broke for lunch, there was talk about the TMZ witness. And Team Heard was requesting to do what they did with the Hicksville witness that came in surprisingly yesterday. Okay, we are back. So hold on. Good morning, and we're going into the afternoon, but now we're going into cross-examination, so I'm going to pay attention to this, but I'm going to show some clips of what this morning was like. Interesting. The TMZ expert, that's what I was talking about. TMZ expert, there was a case with the Hicksville guy yesterday, and because he was a surprise witness, Elaine from Amber Heard's team wanted to, I don't know what the name of it is. I'm not a legal person, so I don't remember what the name of it is. It's where you question the witness to see their credibility and see how much they know about the case prior to questioning them and bringing the jury in and all that. They requested to do that with this TMZ expert this morning, and it was denied. The motion was denied because they only have a limited amount of time to question this witness. So they're going to be like flying on the seat of their pants. They have no idea what they're going to say. So it's quite interesting. It got denied. So TMZ, and then there was someone from TMZ, I guess a lawyer from the TMZ side, that was requesting to be able to eject and interject into the case and whatever. Totally oversimplifying what happened, but that's what it seemed like. And the judge was like, you're not the defendant, you're not the plaintiff, it's not happening. So that's going to be interesting to see, but I will keep you posted. We will talk.
Your full name for the record.
Kate Moss.
Ms. Moss, where do you reside?
London, England.
From where are you testifying today, Ms. Moss?
Gloucestershire, England.
Ms. Moss, do you know Johnny Depp?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Mr. Depp?
I had a relationship with him.
Did there come a time when you and Mr. Depp had a romantic relationship?
Yes.
For how long, Ms. Moss, were you and Mr. Depp a romantic couple?
From 1993 to 1994 to 1998.
Ms. Moss, did there come a time when while you and Mr. Depp were a couple, that the two of you took a vacation together to the Golden Eye Resort in Jamaica?
Yes.
What, if anything, happened when you were in Jamaica with Mr. Depp?
We were leaving the room, and Johnny left the room before I did, and there had been a rainstorm, and as I left the room, I slid down the stairs, and I hurt my back.
How did you... I apologize, Ms. Moss. Please continue.
And I screamed because because I didn't know what had happened to me, and I was in pain. And he came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me medical attention.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
Now, after you had the dinner, you then provided a designation in February of 2021 in which you said, and this is long before you ever saw Amber Heard, correct?
Oh, good Lord.
You said that Amber Heard, quote, exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder, end of quote, correct?
No,
No, we went through this before.
we did.
But, and that was on the designation, was it not?
I told you last time that I did not write that.
Okay, and you don't know who did on the legal team, correct?
No.
Okay.
Not up here anymore.
Oh my God, this is...
Your Honor, can we approach?
Please approach. That was ridiculous. Do not argue, do not do all that kind of stuff in front of the jury. Good Lord. Good job, Shannon. You stay right there, and you look proud, and you're a boss bitch, man. Boss.
I don't think anyone enjoys having to split themselves open and tell the truth. But there are times when one just simply has to, because it's gotten out of control. Horrible. Ridiculous, humiliating, ludicrous, painful, savage, unimaginably brutal, cruel, and all false. All false. I wanted I no human being is perfect, certainly not. None of us. But I have never in my life committed sexual battery, physical abuse, all these outlandish, outrageous stories of me committing these things and living with it for 6 years and waiting to be able to bring the truth out. So this is not easy for any of us. I know that. But no matter what happens, I did get here, and I did tell the truth, and I have spoken up for what I've been carrying on my back reluctantly for 6 years.
Okay, it is the PM. It's almost midnight. This is how I do things. Almost midnight, but it's still day 22 of the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. All right. So what we had this morning, we had Kate Moss, we had Dr. Curry, we had Johnny Depp himself for direct, and then we had cross-examination and redirect in the PM. And then right after that, we also had, before lunch, we had a little bit of controversy with the TMZ guy, which was very interesting. That whole testimony was very interesting. I will insert a clip, and then the banger of the clip.
In that link was the video of Johnny Depp smashing the cabinets.
And you received this video in your inbox, correct?
I did.
What did you do once you received that video?
We downloaded it. We alerted the web editor who was sitting next to me at the time. We downloaded it, and then were instructed by the news producer to do what we call slap bumpers and a bug on it, which is putting the dun 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 at the beginning end, and then putting a translucent watermark over it, which indicates copyright ownership.
After you did that, was it posted?
It was posted, yes.
Where was it posted?
It was posted to TMZ.com.
Do anything else related to Amber Heard on August 12, 2016?
Yes, I received a tip that Amber Heard would be arriving at LAX, and so I dispatched camera people to film that exit, or her arrival to LAX, rather.
And why did you do that?
I was instructed to.
How long does it take to post a story after media's been received by TMZ?
After media's been received, it could take any length of time depending on who owns the copyright.
How does TMZ obtain copyright over images and videos?
The only way to obtain copyright over media would be if we shot it ourselves, if it was sent to the tip line, source verified that it was from the original copyright owner, and then either purchased from that person or given to us. And then the third option would be if it was directly given to us by the copyright holder, like a direct source.
And how long does it take to copyright something TMZ has received through the tip line?
It can take a while because you have to extensively verify that that person owns the copyright. And then possibly, it depends also if you can even get in contact with the person because they might not be super responsive immediately via phone or email that they provided. And then potentially you'd have to enter a negotiation with our clips and clearances department to figure out the cost of that media.
How long does it take for TMZ to obtain a copyright over something received directly from a source?
Something in the realm of 15 minutes just to do what I described before, which is putting bumpers and a bug on something and write the article and post it. It's pretty fast.
How much time had passed from the time you received the kitchen cabinet video to the time it was posted on TMZ?
About 15 minutes.
Have you seen the kitchen cabinet video that was played in this trial?
I have, yes.
How does that video that was played in this trial compare to the one you received on August 12, 2016?
When I had clicked the direct link that we received and watched the video in its entirety, it was much shorter than the video we had received, than the video that's been played in this trial. There was a bit at the beginning that was played here in which Ms. Heard is seemingly sort of setting up the camera and getting into position. And then there's a bit at the end where she's seemingly sniggering and looks at the camera. That part was not present in...
You worked at TMZ. Did you ever receive any communications from Mr. Depp or his camp?
I did not.
Nothing for...
If you don't have information that's helpful to this case, then you wouldn't be a witness, correct?
Objection. Calls for
can't.
speculation.
Sustained. Next question.
I'm not aware.
Okay, you know this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
it? I can ask that question.
Ruled.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. So you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
Argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely logical.
That was really funny. It was like just like a whole. It was like that was wow. That was wow. Interesting. It was entertaining. Like that was it was informative and entertaining. What I liked about the TMZ guy was not only that it didn't, in my opinion, it didn't. And I don't know what the repercussions are for TMZ. I mean, like he didn't actually reveal any sources. He went through the process of what TMZ does kind of behind the scenes when they get a tip. Like they talked about the tip line and how long it takes to verify like the credible source and how quick it is to upload to the TMZ.com website. I believe it's .com. Don't quote me on that. But the TMZ website from when the source is verified to when you're uploading, like from when you receive it to verification to upload. And again, I'm going to simplify things, but and he also mentioned that once you verify, like how long does it take from when you receive it to verification? Like if you receive it, it's a verifiable source. How long does it take to upload? And he said 15 minutes. And then when he was asked how long from when you received the tip was it uploaded? He said 15 minutes, which means or suggests that the source was already verifiable by the time they got the tip or received the video. So obviously it had to have come from a verifiable source instantly for them to upload it. So that was that was the inflection or the indication that it came from the original owner of the video. And this is the video of Johnny crashing, smashing things. Money like that day. So he was pissed off and he had every right to smash whatever he wants in his own home. But anyway, I'm sidebarring there. Morgan Cliff Tremaine. After that was this forensics guy, the photographic, I don't want to say photographic, but like he's a forensics guy and he did all of the metadata and I think it's exit data, I think is what it was, regarding the photos. And he implied that and discovered that the video or some of the photos of Amber's bruises on her face and one on her arm when she's facing in the bathroom were copies of copies. Like they weren't matching each other. Like there were several copies of the same photo, but they weren't matching each other. And also the pictures that he was analyzing were like screenshots or stills or whatnot from like emails or like pictures of pictures. And they came from a backlog in, I believe he said iTunes. And he said that there's no data with those photos, like there's no backup, that's what the metadata is for. That is what the metadata is for. So when Amber says, or the team says, yeah, we turned everything over, yeah, you turned everything over that you had over, but you didn't actually turn everything over. So, anywho, so that was the whole scenario. So I actually thought that was actually really interesting. Like his background was really interesting. And, the fact that there was this My Cousin Vinny moment, which I was just screaming about. I was laughing so hard because all I could think about was Marissa Tomei. And because there was a question, it wasn't when he was cross-examined. It was a new lawyer, like a younger lawyer. I think he was more of a millennial lawyer. And I gotta have my wine, y'all. It's too late right now for a mega pint, and I've got to work in the morning. But there was the moment was there was a question he was being I'm gonna see if I can do like a side by side between like what the actual situation was in the courtroom and then like a clip of the scene in My Cousin Vinny, because the lawyer asked a question and like because across it's like yes or no questions, right? But he was trying to ask a question, it was yes or no, and the guy was like, and his name was terrible at it. I'm terrible. I will get the name in a second. But I have his name. Anyway, I will get you his name. He said he was asking a question and he goes, like the expert goes, I understand you're trying to control the narrative here, but it's not a yes or no question. The way you're phrasing it and the way you're asking it and the information that you're asking about is not a straightforward yes or no question, because you're asking me something about something that doesn't exist. And it was just, he didn't say something doesn't exist, but he alluded to that, like the way he was explaining it back to the lawyer who was saying yes or no. I'm not asking about anyone else. I'm not asking about this. Yes or no. And he's like, well, I can't answer it for you. I can't give you a yes or no because the way you're asking it doesn't give me the latitude for a yes or no. Like there's no room for a yes or no question. And even Judge A was like, you have to answer yes or no. And there was an objection of ask and answer, and he's like, he didn't answer the question, and he's yes or no. And it was just like, holy crap, like he was getting a little huffy and puffy, and I was like, dude, calm down. And it was funny because he's like, it's impossible to answer. Nobody can answer that.
Any evidence of any modification of EXIF metadata of any photograph in this case?
You didn't listen to my answer. My answer is there is no way to know because of the way the files were presented.
So you found no actual evidence of it, correct?
That no one could.
I'm not asking if anyone else could, Mr. Newmeister. I'm asking, did you yourself you found no evidence of any modification of EXIF metadata of any photograph in this case, correct?
Now, I understand trying to control the narrative, but there's no way to answer that scientifically because given the evidence we were given, there is no way to positively or negatively answer that. It's not a question that can be answered.
Seen in My Cousin Vinny, if you've ever seen it, you'd love it. You know what I'm talking about.
bullshit question. It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
Your Honor.
It was hilarious. Anyway, so I think that there was some really good hits for Johnny on that. I was actually really fascinated with his background, and he was really to the point and wasn't getting like thrown off track. Like he was really kind of just talking to the lawyers and be like, this is what it is. This is what that is. That these pictures are not the originals, but I can't give you any history of it because we don't have the way they were presented as evidence is unavailable for us to investigate further than where we are. So that's kind of where that. And then we're after him, I think was Beverly Leonard. I think that was the last one. Yeah, him and then Beverly Leonard. So Beverly Leonard was very last minute witness. She came in the night before. So she came in yesterday. She emailed Camille about the Seattle airport. And like she met Amber or knows she was a witness to Amber's alleged assault on her partner at the time. Talk really about it because it wasn't brought into evidence because it would you can't bring in the arrest and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so she witnessed what happened at the airport. And I guess that's why Amber didn't want her in and didn't want this televised and all that. But she came in and she just said what she needed to say. It's like, this is what I saw. This is how, and she interjected. She actually was involved with Amber and her partner, or traveling companion is what they said in the motion or in the testimony. But so she just came in and talked about that, and that was it. Like it was very short. It was like by video live link, and then that was it. And then they left about 45 minutes early today, and then the jury the jury left, and the lawyers put together the final jury instructions or whatnot to give to Judge A. And then that was it. That was the day. Some people say that the cross on Johnny. I shouldn't say some people. Like there are some things going around. Like I've seen different opinions of the cross on Johnny. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't gauge what good cross and bad cross is. I think Johnny did the best he could. I don't think that he did anything damning to himself. I believe that his team, like I can see that his team works really, really well together. Amber's team, not so much. They seem kind of. They kind of seem disjointed with each other. They don't seem like they're like a really good, well-oiled machine like Johnny's team does. So I have the faith and believe that whatever they're doing, whatever they're not objecting to, and whatever they are objecting to, from what I see, yes, it can be situational or like depending on what questions are being answered or how they're being answered. But I think that what they're doing is strategic as the case for their client. So I think he did really, really well. He told the truth. There are some questions about some text messages that he said that I don't talk like that. That's not me. And I don't think anyone caught the interwebs caught the text because Rottenborn was saying, well, you wrote these texts, but those texts were actually incoming, not outgoing. So Johnny didn't write those texts. So I'm hoping that they bring that up in closing. If they catch that and bring it up in closing. But anyway, all in all, day 22, I think went really well. I think it was a pretty good day for Johnny. So the last witness tomorrow. And then we're into Amber's rebuttal for her counterclaim.